Alright, this is the new Nikon. This is the GT. Nice blue. Oh, right. So yeah, there's a lot more weight on it. It's a lot more upright. And oh, hang on. Sort these mirrors out. Okay, this is officially weird. So we've got obviously two wheels at the front. So we've got two wheels at the front, one at the back. It actually feels quite, I should imagine, very similar to with Sean's GS, with the position. The seat feels amazing already. Now a lot of people who have ridden this have obviously said about the weight compared to the MC09. As I think for a sports tourer, it's perfectly capable. And already, I feel I know the front's going to be fine. So that's strange how you already know it's there. You already know it's going to be fine. So the display, it's a bit easier to read now it's up in front of you compared to the MC09. I should imagine it's very similar to the Tracer. I'm not feeling completely aware of two wheels up front or how the handling is. I think it was this way he said to go. I can't remember. Maybe not. I don't think it was up here. I think I've gone the wrong way. I think what I'll do is I'll turn around. So, turning on circle, that felt quite easy. To turn around, do a U-E, as we call it. So we'll oh, that's alright, don't let me out then. Okay, arsehole. Wind protection is much more appreciated compared to the MC09. I'm loving the riding position. I'm trying to remember where I'm going. I think this would be nice with a fruitier exhaust on it. Got a funny thing that's up here. So the riding position reminds me of any of the scooters that I've ridden. It's very similar to that. Doesn't feel particularly difficult to tip in. Yeah, as a GT, as a Grand Tourer, as a travelling across the globe, this seems already quite nice and stable and comfortable. And so I think for I think if you still want to have fun, even 2 up, I think it's very capable. twisty roads, you can still keep up with a lot of friends. So we've got sports bikes. What are you doing reversing onto a fucking road, you stupid cunt? So yeah, if you've got friends who are on sports bikes and you're out on this, I don't think you're going to have any problems keeping up in real world conditions. So on this one, it's the GT, so I don't know if it's just a slightly uprated model from the standard Nikon, but this also has cruise control, which you can set. I think you have to press that, and then I think you set it to what you want. I'm not sure how the cruise. Maybe it won't go that slow. Well, I'm not sure how that works, but anyway. So still getting hit in the face with wind, but on a wet day, bumpy road. That's still pretty straight on. Luckily the roads are very dry around here. I think getting used to ABS as well, knowing you've got all these functions, takes a bit of getting used to as well. Wow, felt like the front went a bit light then. It's quite nice. So I think for looks and equipment and everything else, I think it's pretty cool. I think it would get a lot of attention. Is it a fad? That's hard to tell. I think that's hard to tell. We obviously gave it a good look. It's hard to tell if it's a fad or not. It's hard to tell if it's just a flash in the pan idea, whether it's going to work. If anyone remembers, probably about 20 years ago, we had the Yamaha GTS 1000, which had hub-centered steering at the front, the Omega chassis, and it didn't last very long. I think it had a detuned SLR 1000 engine, X-up system, and it was, you know, some sold but not many. It was, I think it was just a lot of money back then. So it'd be interesting to see how sales are doing on this bike, and whether Yamaha can afford to keep making it and churning it out, whether people will buy it. I suppose the best comparison would be to something like Sean's R1200 GS, whether it's very similar to that. I'm liking the riding position, I like how it feels. Tipping it, well, it doesn't feel any different. It doesn't feel like there's two wheels on the front. Yeah, it doesn't feel any different. I think steering input, I suppose you're still sort of leaning it, but you're also counter steering. I suppose it'll take a little bit more effort to counter steer on this. The mirrors work quite well, even though they're far away. It'd be a little bit awkward trying to set them up, trying to reach for them. I've no idea where I'm going. So yeah, now it's dry. I mean, some obviously heated grips would probably be nice, I suppose. Oh, I didn't get a nod from him. Stowmark at 6 miles. Should I go that way? Yeah, let's go that way. I think pulling up is where you'll just need to get used to having. I think stopping at lights is where you'll need to remember you've got all that extra weight at the front. I'm liking it. I say it's not got as much oomph as the standard MT-09, which is to be expected. Oh, this is the way we came. Okay, I know where I am now. So I know it's a bit twisty. Let's see what it's like, see what it can do. So we've got slightly different weather conditions. Got some dry bits and damp bits. I think even something like this would be nice to have a sporty exhaust on it. I think it would have been interesting to see what this would have been like with a MT-10 engine in it. Wind noise. I really feel like you can tip it in though. There's some ripples in the mid corner, didn't really feel anything. We have a little light as it comes on. Anything. It might be able to change. You might be able to change it a flash on the shift light. With the speedometer or the dash, the TFT thing, or LCD screen, I find it a little bit delayed with the speedo, with what it's doing. Find it a bit delayed. There's a lot of information on there to look at. A lot to look at. Yeah, obviously it's stable. Obviously it's, you know, it's going to be good for braking, dry or wet, with these two front wheels. Again, it's nice with the GT to have the cigarette adapter to charge stuff up and sat navs. There's plenty of space on here to put something. Yeah, just when you're riding it, you don't actually see all this. I know when you sit on it at the bike shows and stuff, and you've got this big wide body, when you're actually sitting on it and riding it, you don't notice it's there, you don't really look at it, it's below your eye line of sight with your helmet. You can't really see it unless you physically look down at it. You can't really see it's there. But the dash is just kind of a reference, really. It's not much good for anything else. There's a lot to read and look at. It's not as clearly displayed as something like the TFTs of a V4S Panigale and such like, but it's tipping it in and throwing it around. Yeah, doesn't feel any different. It's going to be interesting to see what it's like 2 up. So I'm starting to tip it in and keep upright rather than lean in like a sports bike. I'm kind of letting it move underneath me. Obviously there's a bit more weight to haul up, a bit more weight to stop, throw it in. But I do like the riding position. The seat's a lot better than the MT-09. I thought the MC09 seat was nice, but actually this is much better. I wish my R1 seat felt this soft. Then I don't put too much weight on the gooch area like these do. You're more upright, so it's throwing itself at you to put your weight straight down on your bum rather than lean forward like a sports bike, which is what I'm more used to. What the rider position I prefer, but it's in time this is going to be a necessity. More upright. I don't know what type of tyres the front ones are, whether they're an ST Sports Tourer tyre or a GT sort of tyre. How quick they get warmed up, I don't know. But already I prefer this to the MC09 because the way it is, the way it looks, I could sacrifice a bit of that power loss. A remap, get a bit more oomph out of it. There'll be ways around of getting a little bit of that power back to make it feel as competent as an MC09. But already I like the way it rides, the way it handles, the way it's designed. Let's go towards the A14. So we'll hit the A14, do a couple of things, round and roundabout and head back. So yeah, it's lost the engine braking that the MC09 has. It's the same engine. Right now it's up and down, but as soon as you sit upright, you hit the wind blast. So that was okay, a lot of wind noise, bit of buffeting around. Yeah, this could definitely benefit with some handguards. Obviously with it being a cold and damp day today. It's nice having a fuel gauge, although it's just more to look at. But I still can't work out how to do the cruise control. What's the horn like? Well, that's that shit. How's it feeling on my back? I mean, it's kind of, yeah, when I take the weight off my arse again, I start feeling that little bit of pressure on my coccyx, on the spine. And I've only riding it for 20 minutes. So that's saying I'm doing 28 speed, it says 32, so that's a little bit out. Stoneham, I probably could have gone that way to be fair. Yeah, I think with this all, you know, suited and booted with some luggage on it and a, you know, your missus on the back or a friend on the back, I think it would be perfectly capable. The front end especially, feeling you know you can tip it in when you're two up with that weight on. You don't really need all that power. Obviously it's nothing like my R1. The R1 is like being on a roller coaster, you get that head rush. Literally your head goes light with the R1. So it's not got that, but it's for yeah, for a GT, you know, for cruising up to Scotland or travelling down to the coast and all that shit. Yeah, I could put up with it. Let's go this way. Obviously I don't know these roads, so I'm just using my skills and trusting the bike's going to cope. And again, trying to find the bumps and throw it in the bumps, and I'm really throwing it under myself, but almost sort of trials bike, motocross style, let the bike move underneath me rather than me leaning the tip in and letting the bike do it all underneath me. It's kind of a different riding style to a sports bike, and that's, you know, it's working. Change it from one position to another, or one from one side to another. It's yeah. Again, I don't know these roads at all. There's power because it moves, but it doesn't blow your socks off. It doesn't get you going woohoo, you know. There's none of that power there. This thing is more about the corners, believe it or not, than having the power. This is more about having the corner fun than having the power fun. You know, you can carry a bit of corner speed on like my R1, and then you got this crazy power to go on the straights. Whereas this is all about throwing it in the bends and not giving a shit. I have to turn left up there. Your pants move, it just moves, but it's knowing you've got that security to tip it in. I really like it. Yeah, I prefer this to the M209 definitely, but not as good as the MT10 obviously for all round fun, but this is a lot of fun. It's just bonkers. You know what I mean? Here's the bumpers. Almost done it. You have to start thinking more about the rear, more about the rear end grip, you know. Yeah, this is a lot of fun. It's a bike you know you can just use and have fun with. It's a good all-rounder, and it gets a lot of looks. And that guy was staring because it's so different, and the colour's great. I love this matte blue. It reminds me of the Red Bull Formula 1 cars, that kind of matte blue. Really, really nice. It's the best colour I've seen on this one. Yeah, it's a great, just plodding along kind of bike. I really like it. Just the dash, I wish it was colour TFT like the M210 SP or the R1M. Just a bit easier to read. Switches are fairly easy. Bar lever protectors, just the lever guards to keep the wind off, just so you can definitely use it all year round, you know. So we'll take it towards town centre. Glad I got a few roundabouts to throw it around. Ooh. I think the other thing I like about this being physically larger, you have more road presence, therefore you're probably a little bit safer. People see you better, you're physically a bigger bike. Another one looking. It gets the looks, it really does get the looks. So let's see if we can filter. Oh. Go on, get going. Fucking hell, how slow? What do you want to go? Face, how slow do you go? Not sure what it'd be like in a very busy city like London. I said the MC09 would be better for riding around town, not as dedicated as this. So I think we came from that way, didn't we? It gets the looks. Ooh. Yeah, I mean they're stone cold. They're not getting very warm. This is cheap stuff.